welcome. Good morning. And Ms. Tukey Shoemaker, welcome to you, ma'am, to Central Texas College Board of Trustees. We have Ms. Coley here from the Board of Trustees, and we have Mr. Shemwell here from the Foundation Board. So welcome to all of you guests and speakers. We gather here today to extend a special thanks to Ms. Tukey Shoemaker, the late General Shoemaker, their family, friends, of the contributions you've made to Central Texas College, and we want to thank you for that, ma'am. Today we unveil a shadow box with General Shoemaker's uniform, with his decorated uniform, also a large frame canvas photo of you and General Shoemaker. And it was a gift to Central Texas College, so we put it here in the Shoemaker Center so that the students can continue to see that as they go to school here in Early College High School. As many of you recall, Central Texas College dedicated this building in November of 2016 to General Shoemaker. So this is a homecoming for that, and welcome to the Early College High School building, as we call it here on campus. As previously stated, 2016, the community thanked the Shoemaker family for their immeasurable contribution to make this center possible. Our speakers today will be Lieutenant General Retired Pete Taylor, Dr. Mark Nigliazzo, President of Central Texas A&M Central Texas, tongue twister, Dr. John Kraft, Superintendent of Clean Independent School District, and Ms. Kathleen Burke, Principal, Early College High School. General Taylor will talk about General Shoemaker's contributions, accomplishments in leadership, and his philanthropy. Dr. Nigliazzo will speak on what General Shoemaker had to do with the establishment of Texas A&M Central Texas and the pathways and the partnerships that we have at Central Texas College, Early College High School with Texas A&M. And Dr. Kraft will speak on General Shoemaker's influence on Early College High School and his influence on his namesake of Shoemaker High School. Ms. Kathleen Burke will also speak, and she will talk about the Early College High School students, their accomplishments, and about to be graduates. That's me. But this time we'll ask Ms. Shoemaker to come. We're going to unveil these, and then the speakers will come in order. And
stand up here. You want to walk without your walker? I'll get you. Okay.
I'm too sure.
I got you.
come on up.
I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I go down here.
We'll hope that doesn't happen.
All right, you ready?
All right.
There you go. Okay.
There we go.
I'll go to him too.
Yeah, okay, let's.
And one more.
It's kind of slippery.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite a photo there. That was his last uniform that he wore. In fact, he wore it at his retirement. So it's kind of special to, I know Tookie, she's the only one in the room that was there, I think, at the time. I wasn't, but it's a great remembrance. As most of you know, General Bob Shoemaker was truly a remarkable man. And while his life, both as a soldier and a community leader, are well known, especially among this group, I've been asked to, as a person who probably, other than Tookie, knew him best for the many years, both in and out of uniform, to briefly review some of the highlights of his life. Those of you who had the privilege of hearing him make speeches around the community, heard him talk about growing up in Almont, Michigan, on the thumb of Michigan many times. He was selected for West Point in 1943 and graduated just after World War ended in 1946. At that time, the West Point was only 3 years because they were sending them off to war very quickly. After a tour in Germany, he was assigned to Korea and spent some time as a company commander in Korea. He was there just as the ceasefire occurred and helped build the defenses south of the Panmunjom and the demilitarized zone. He was a student of his profession, and although an infantryman, was considered as one of the fathers of Army aviation. He ultimately rose, of course, to the pinnacle of command as a 4-star general and a Forces Command commander. He was unquestionably a great soldier and a brilliant commander of hundreds of thousands of men and women in uniform. A leader whose example, focus, and measured enthusiasm was truly inspirational. He had 3 tours in South Vietnam. I had the privilege of serving with him in his last tour, and in the incursion into Cambodia. He led that effort. He was quite a bit older than me at that time, but he knew how to lead long before I ever met him. Not only did I have the opportunity to serve with him in Vietnam, and then somewhere in his chain of command or within his sphere of influence, off and on for the next 50 years. As some of you in this room know, once you work for Bob Shoemaker, you will always be on call. For many of us here, his guidance, encouragement, and yes, taskings will continue well into the future. He was known both in and out of uniform for his dogged determination to get a job done, and the development of detailed plans and guidance to ensure this happened. And that continues on to today, because this was part of his legacy as well. And you're witnessing his clear intent. Throughout the course of his career, General Bob was called upon to make a number of recommendations and difficult decisions on issues with far-reaching implications. His judgment in each one was indeed impressive. He had 7.5 years here in the great place in Central Texas, and he commanded the Operational Tactical Command. It was called something else at that time. I can't keep up with the change in names for that. But fortunately, the first cab was kept their name. He commanded the first cab, and he commanded 3 corps. And then he went on to his final assignment as a Forces Command commander. Reflecting on the life of Bob Shoemaker reminds us that he was not just an incomparable soldier, a gifted statesman, an exceptional leader, and a wonderful husband. At the end of the day, General Bob was also an extraordinary friend and source of energy, encouragement, thoughtful advice, and example and role model for those of us who served with and for him over the years. I'm certain I'm not alone in remembering the subtle and sometimes not so subtle ways General Shoemaker shared his thoughts and ideas, and how he inspired the men and women he led to grow and to test their boundaries. He knew what it meant to be a leader, encourager, and friend on the battlefield, in the barracks, or by a campfire near Troutskill Stream, right Route Woody. His determination to make the world a better place certainly did not end when he took off his uniform in 1982, and he returned to Central Texas, where he had served for so many years. While opportunities awaited them in many regions of the world, they chose Central Texas as their home. Upon retiring here, he immediately went to work serving 8 years as Bell County Commissioner, plus a multitude of other tasks such as working with the Kiwanis Club, the Boy Scouts, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Heart of Texas Defense Alliance. No one has been a stronger or more passionate advocate for education at all levels in our region than Bob Shoemaker. You'll hear more about this later from Dr. Nigliaso and Dr. Kraft. Those of us who were touched by General Bob, who were graced by the leader and the man that he was, know that we are different because of that connection and better for the influence he had on us. He was truly an extraordinary man, graceful and kind in his humility, powerful in his insights, considerate in dealing with others, absolutely no ego. He kept his promises, and we never wanted to let him down. Maybe because he grew up in the thumb of Michigan, he also knew how to keep his thumb firmly on the pulse of what was needed. Today, we will all recall how much we miss him, though we know as we remember all that General Shoemaker has been and has done for us over the many years, how fortunate we were to have had him. At the end of the day, General Bob was first and always a soldier. While his extraordinary life on earth is complete, he will always be an inspirational figure for those of us privileged to have known and served with him both in and out of uniform in peace and war. Without a doubt, he epitomized that saying that there's no end to what a man can do as long as he doesn't care who gets credit. Thank you.
His mother.
Good morning. Tukey. Great to see you. I keep thinking about General Bob. Thought about him a lot last night and this morning. And I can always remember him saying to me, and he said it many times, you know, Mark, I'm not too sure how much help I can really give you. But if you just need another pretty face, I'm your man. General Bob was a lot more than just another pretty face. You all know that. I first met him as a member of the Central Texas University Task Force. And I began to hear something that many years ago that he liked to call the Central Texas two-step. And it was all about, folks, it was all about these students and many, many like them. It was his vision for what could occur if we had cooperative effort between this new university that we were trying to create and the existing community college that had already proved its commitment to the region and its great capability, and the independent school district. And he worked toward that over a number of years. And I hope right now, somewhere, you can look down and see what's occurring here today. See these students, the progress they're making, the future that they have as a result of the education they're receiving, and be able to see that it is all coming together. Because that was his vision, and it was a huge vision. And I can remember when I first started on that task force with General Taylor and General Shoemaker. And let me tell you, folks, when you're caught in between General Taylor and General Shoemaker, you feel like a pinball sometimes. But the commitment was always clear and true with both of those gentlemen, and certainly with General Bob. It was to serve the region by making it possible for students to become educated, and for those who could not leave the region to be able to do it here. Well, now here we are today in this incredible early college high school, which to me is a model for the whole state of Texas and beyond. All of these ideas and all of this energy is all a part of General Bob Shoemaker, and we will always thank him for that. Thank you.
Well, good morning. It is also indeed a great honor to be with you here this morning at the Early College High School. On behalf of the Killeen Independent School District, we are so proud to be able to be here for the rededication ceremony. As General Taylor and Dr. Negliasso articulated, what an impact. What an impact. Students, if you ever need a role model or an example to work to emulate, General Shoemaker and Miss Shoemaker, that's your role model. That's your example. This is how you live life. Service before self. Always working as much as it takes, as hard work as it takes to provide opportunities for students and for children to better themselves. What a tremendous, tremendous role model. The Early College High School, as Dr. Nigliazzo indicated, was an idea 5 years ago. Truly was an idea. In fact, I remember very clearly a conversation in the conference room with General Taylor and General Shoemaker, and it was, yeah, we might be able to pull this off. And here we are about to graduate the first senior class with their associate's degree prior to receiving their high school diploma. It's pretty exciting. It's also a reminder that time gets by pretty quickly. And so I would like to thank our partners at Central Texas College, our partners at Texas A&M University of Central Texas, our staff here at the Early College High School, as our students well know, tremendous, tremendous staff, and of course our professors at Central Texas College. Kathleen Burke, it's hard to believe, 4 years ago, again, we were thinking, how are we even going to get this on the runway, much less in the air? And part of it was building an airplane mid-flight, but what a tremendous success, and what a tremendous success, not only for the Killeen Independent School District, but again, as Dr. Nigliazzo indicated, we are a role model as a result of this tremendous program. And so, again, we are so appreciative of the teamwork, the partnership. This is a prime example of how a group of individuals who want to create better situations, better opportunities for our youth can come together and make that happen. So, like I say, this is really, really a special day, simply because General Shoemaker and Miss Shoemaker were so influential, not only in the process of bringing on online the Early College High School, but of really impacting our community and the Killeen Independent School District. And so with that being said, Ms. Shoemaker, congratulations, and thank you so much for what you and your husband have done and will continue to do. With that being said, I'd like to introduce Kathleen Burke.
I just want to say thank you to the Shoemaker family, because when you are a child in the military or married to somebody in the military, the sacrifices that you make so that your spouse or your father can be successful and rise in their career is tremendous. And so I just want to say thank you so much for all that the family has done to help General Shoemaker shine. I know that it was a true partnership. As they say, it takes a village, but even within a family, it takes a family to be part of the military. And so I want to say thank you to you both right now. Also, what I want to say, my dad had the pleasure of serving under General Shoemaker as first cab. And when I was talking to my dad last night about General Shoemaker, and he said, first thing out of his mouth, he said he was the best. Right out of his mouth. And then he said he cared about the individual regardless of rank. And that kind of permeates to everything that General Shoemaker has done from KISD, especially on his campus of Shoemaker. He was at football games. He was picking up trash when they were walking around the campus. He was shaking everybody's hands, whether they were sagging or whether they had an honor cord on. It was really his love and his passion for not only Shoemaker students to succeed, but for all students to succeed, not just in the classroom, but also in life. And I think when we talk about the Early College High School, we have 1,040 students right now that, thank you to our partnership and the forward thinking of KISD, CTC, Texas A&M, General Taylor, General Shoemaker, that we are living proof of the legacy that is going to continue in General Shoemaker's name. And the legacy that he is contributing to our society is not, to me, the way I view it, and our staff at Early College is that it's a legacy of love. It's a legacy, that belief that all students can learn, but more importantly, that all students can succeed inside and outside of the classroom. So on behalf of all our partnerships, and especially the 1,040 students, we've got students here and students there, We just want to say thank you so much. We are very proud of the fact that this building has taken the Shoemaker name, and more importantly, we just say we are very thankful, and we'll see you all at 2 graduations in May. So thank you so much.
Before we close, you know, I don't, General Taylor didn't mention it, but we're known as the crown heads. Which, you know, it's not, but if you're between those 2 generals, it is a pinball machine. But it's well worth it. So anyway, Ms. Tukey, would you like to say something?
Not really.
Okay. Appreciate it.
I will say his mother was a school teacher.
His mother was a school, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank all of you, and please come up and look at this, and thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for coming, board members, foundation board members, faculty, staff, students. It's truly an honor to be here and to share with you this moment. So thank you very much.